Good morning, children. Let's get into the subject. Chapter 1, Generations of Computers. Let's quickly see what we are going to focus in this chapter. History of computers, various calculating devices, early IT inventors, generations of computers. History of computers. The need to keep track of numbers resulted in the development of several calculators, beginning with the abacus, the earliest counting device. Several gadgets were created, eventually leading to the creation of computers. Various calculating devices. 3000 BC abacus. The abacus was the first mechanical device used for calculations. It was developed in China. It was made up of wooden frame with rods attached, each having beads. The frame was divided into two parts, heaven and earth. Each rod in heaven contains 2 beads, while each rod on earth contains 5 beads. The abacus was used for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Pascal's adding machine. In 1642, at the age of 19, the French mathematician Blaise Pascal constructed the Pascal's calculation. Gears, wheels, and dials were utilized. The number is shown on this device by moving the wheels. It could execute addition and subtraction operations. The gear principle was also applied to a number of mechanical calculators. A taximeter is an excellent illustration of a mechanical calculator. Let's see this fact hunt. Pascaline was the first gear-driven calculator. Leibniz calculator. In 1671, the renowned German mathematician Leibniz updated Pascal's machine to create the Leibniz calculator. This was a mechanical apparatus. In addition to addition and subtraction, the Leibniz calculator could also perform multiplication, division, and the calculation of square roots. Early IT inventors. Charles Babbage. The British mathematician Charles Babbage is considered the father of computers. In 1822 and 1833, he created a functioning model of a mechanical computer named the difference engine and the analytical engine, respectively. 5 units comprised the analytical engine: input, output, store, mill, and control. These machines function like contemporary computers. It serves as the foundation for all computers in use today. The data was stored in a database, and a mill was utilized as a unit of calculation. All the units were supervised by the control unit. Augusta Ada Lovelace. Lady Augusta Ada Lovelace was a British mathematician and author. She is most notable for her contributions to Charles Babbage's analytical engine. She is regarded the first programmer to purpose storing binary data 0 and 1 as opposed to decimal numbers. Let's look into this quick tidbit. EDVAC, EDVAC, stands for Electronic Discrete Variable Automatic Computer. It was an improved version of ENIAC, ENIAC. Dr. Herman Hollerith. American statistician Herman Hollerith designed the tabulating machine. This device was able to read data, process it, and produce the intended result. The machine received input by punched cards. These punched cards were used to record and keep information or data. Let's look into this fact hunt. In 1890, The United States Census Bureau used punch cards and sorting machines designed by Herman Hollerith. Generations of computers. In computers, a change in technology is called as generation. It includes change in both hardware and software that make up the entire computer system. Till date, there are totally 5 computer generations. Each generation has distinct character. Let us learn about each of them. Computer generations. First generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation. First generation computers were from 1940 to 1955. The first generation of computers came into existence in 1940s and were being used till 1956. They used magnetic drums for memory and vacuum tubes for switches, circuits and CPU. Vacuum tubes look like electrical bulbs. They gave out a lot of heat and used to fuse out frequently. Hence, they were very costly. Only very large organizations could afford them. Features of first generation computers. The main features of first generation were they were very big in size, almost the size of a room. They used vacuum tubes and required a lot of electricity. They were slow and error prone. They gave out lots of heat and required air conditioner to absorb heat. Examples: ENIAC, EDVAC, UNIVAC, IBM 701, IBM 650. Let's look into this quick tidbit. Vacuum tubes look like electrical bulbs. They gave out a lot of heat and used to fuse out frequently. Mark I. Howard H. Aiken designed Mark I in the year 1944. This machine was huge, about 15 meters long, and the wires connecting the various parts of the machine were about 800 kilometers long. It was fully automatic and more reliable than the early electronic computers. ENIAC, the first electronic computer. In 1946, John Moseley and J. Presper Eckert developed the ENIAC, Electrical Numerical Integrator and Calculator. The US military sponsored their research. They needed a calculating device for writing artillery firing tablets. It was the first electronic general purpose computer. It had over 18,000 vacuum tubes and was 1,000 times faster than the Mark I. UNIVAC. The Universal Automatic Computer UNIVAC was a computer milestone achieved by Dr. Presper Eckert and Dr. John Moseley in 1951. It contained 5,200 vacuum tubes. UNIVAC was capable of handling both numerical and textual data. Second generation, 1956 to 1964. The second generation computers were used during 1956 and 1964. In the second generation, transistors were used in place of vacuum tubes. Features of second generation computers. The main features of second generation were smaller, faster, less expensive than first generation computers. Used magnetic tapes for memory and storage. More efficient than first generation computers. Example: IBM 1401, IBM 350, RCA 501. Let's see this trivia. The size of the second generation computers was half a room. Third generation computers 1965 to 1975. The third generation computers were used during 1965 and 1975. In the third generation, integrated circuits that is ICs, were used. The size of an IC was about 1/4 square inch. Features of third generation computers. The main features of third generation were smaller than second generation computers, enhanced storage capacity, used operating system to run different programs at the same time, less costly than the second generation computers. Example, IBM 360 series, IBM 370 series, Apple I, Altair. Fourth generation computers 1976 to 1989. Fourth generation of computers was between 1976 and 1989. These computers used the VLSI, that is Very Large Scale Integration technology. In this technique, 1,000 components were placed on a single chip known as the microprocessor. Intel was the first company to develop a microprocessor. The first personal computer developed by IBM belonged to this generation. Features of fourth generation computers. The main features of fourth generation were compact and easily portable, high storage capacity, can form a network, less costly than third generation computers. Example, IBM PC, HP 9000, Cray 1x2, Apple II, Apple Mac, other modern PCs, laptops, palm tops, etc. Fifth generation computers from 1989 to present. Fifth generation computers are under development stage. It is based on artificial intelligence. They will use super large scale integrated, that is SLSI chips. Fifth generation computers are intended to work with natural language. The main goal of this generation is to develop computers which would be able to recognize voice, images and graphs. They would be able to solve highly complex problems including decision making, logical reasoning, etc. Features of fifth generation computers. The main features of fifth generation are: uses artificial intelligence to think and provide reasoning ability, extremely fast, very small and much cheaper than the previous generations of computers, consume very little power, millions of transistors packed in a single chip, understanding of human speech, recognizing complex patterns and images. Let's look into this snippet. Animatronics. Have you ever seen movies like Five Nights at Freddy's or theme parks or dinosaur parks? In these films or parks, robotic devices that act like a human or an animal are used for special effects and amusement. The technology is called as animatronics, in which the body frame, robotics, mechanics, and puppetry are integrated to provide lifelike animation. Now let's overview the evolution of computer. Generation, technology used, main features and examples. First generation used vacuum tubes, and the main features were big in size, slow and error prone. And the examples for the first generation computers are ENIAC, EDVAC, UNIVAC, IBM 701 and IBM 650. Second generation, the technology they used was transistors, and the main features were smaller in size, used lesser electricity, faster and more accurate results as compared to first generation computers. And the examples are IBM 1620 and UNIVAC 1108. The third generation computers used the technology of integrated circuits, and the main features were calculated faster and gave more accurate results, smaller in size, used lesser electricity, required lesser maintenance as compared to the first generation computers. And the examples are PDP, IBM 370 or 168, and TDC 316. Fourth generation computers use the technology of microprocessors, and the main features were affordable, portable, reliable, and climatized. And the examples are DEC 10, Star 1000 to present day devices. And the fifth generation computers use the technology of SLSI technology, AI, and robotics. And the main features are powerful and compact, multimedia features, more user-friendly, and cheaper. And the examples are desktop, laptop, notebook, ultrabook, and Chromebook. Modern computers. Modern computers are what we see today. They come in different sizes. Desktop computers. It is designed to fit comfortably on a top of desk. Desktop computers typically come with several units like monitor, CPU, keyboard, and mouse, connected and work as a single unit. Laptop, notebook, palm-top computers. These computers are portable as you can easily carry them anywhere. They work on batteries that need to be charged. Tablets and smartphones. Tablets and smartphones are smaller in size than laptop. They have a touchscreen with many applications to use. However, it is mostly used as a personal device. Embedded computers. Embedded computers are designed for particular purpose such as ATMs, washing machines, refrigerators, microwaves, smartwatches, etc. Supercomputers. Supercomputers are the most powerful and most expensive of all the four types of computers. They are capable of processing billions of instructions in a second. They are used in specialized fields that require complex mathematical calculations in nuclear energy research, weather forecasting, etc. Let's see this fact hunt. India's first supercomputer was Param, P-A-R-A-M 8000. Let's have a quick chapter recap. The abacus was the first calculating device invented in China. Blaise Pascal invented the calculating machine called the Pascaline. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz made the step reckoner in 1672. It was the first calculator that could do all four arithmetic operations. The analytical engine, the first ever working model of a mechanical computer, was invented by Charles Babbage, who is known as the father of computers. Lady Ada Lovelace was the first computer programmer. Hermann Hellrich's tabulating machine needs and stores punched cards. First generation computers were huge, used vacuum tubes, consumed lot of electricity and were not reliable. Second generation computers were comparatively smaller, more accurate and used transistors. Third generation computers reduced in size, used integrated circuits, became more dependable. Fourth generation computers use microprocessors, smaller, portable as well as affordable. Fifth generation computers are based on artificial intelligence and use ULSI technology. They are very powerful and compact at cheaper rates. Desktop computers, laptops, tablets and smartphones all are microcomputers. Supercomputers are very expensive and commonly used for scientific purposes.